I believe I am recording at this point. So we're going to start with our Moodle page. The Moodle page is pretty crucial to you. It's kind of key to everything, especially in light of, you know, you may or may not be able to attend class because of sickness or something else. Very, very important you get familiar with Moodle, that you understand where things are, that you have access to it, all those kinds of things. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time going through a couple of things today. Is there anybody who needs me to show how to get access to Moodle? Every now and then someone doesn't know how to get there, and I can just quick show you how to get there. Is anybody? So quick show of hands. And by the way, the camera, it's recording, but it's only recording what I have on the Moodle page. Okay? Here's my question to you. Raise your hand if you have not yet visited the Moodle page. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to quick show you where you're on SMC Wired and you go to Student Resources and then you click on Moodle. When you click there, it shows you what's called a dashboard. These are all the classes that you're enrolled for this semester. So of course there's a million on mine because I'm on a million classes, but you won't have that many. You know, you'll have maybe 4 or 5. And then you just click on the one that is the one you want to get into. So remember, every single course you have has its own Moodle page. So you want to click into ours. Mine is usually the one with the English. It looks like this right there. Okay. We are 3547, I believe. So, hey, we're there. Took you right to the Moodle page. Okay. On our Moodle page, you want to start literally at the Start Here course orientation section right here. It's the first module. You can see on the left side, it lists all the modules we're going to have during the semester. I don't open them all to you at the same time. Right now, you only have access to the first 2, which is Start Here and Support Services. Once you complete a particular activity or 2 in the Start Here section, then week 1 module will open to you. Okay, so week 1 will be available to you when you complete it. Nothing past week 1 will be available to you. I open the next week every Saturday. So on Saturdays, I will go in and open the upcoming week if you want to peek at it early before we talk about it in class. Does that make sense so far? Do a shout out or get my attention if you have a question. I'm happy to answer it, but this podium is like huge and I can't always see over it. Okay. All right, so let's talk the Moodle page itself. So you see on the Moodle page here, they list the items in the center. Now, of course, I can see everything because, you know, I'm the teacher. I've hidden things from you, so don't panic if all you see are like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something, right? Okay, that's the way it's meant to be for you. But do pay attention on the right-hand column. On the right-hand column, as you notice, is my office hours, and I do office hours through Zoom. The college is encouraging us to do virtually instead of lots of in-person face-to-face to keep, you know, safety of the herd type thing. So what I've done for your convenience to make it easy for you is on our Moodle page, I have listed the days and times that I will be in a Zoom room just waiting for you to drop in and ask me a question, okay? So if you want to talk with me live, all you have to do is click in on those hot links and it'll take you to the Zoom room. It will say you have to wait a minute because I've enabled waiting room, and then I will let you in and we will chat for whatever you need. So for your convenience on the Moodle page, you simply click into the link. I do want to warn you, you need to click in on the right day and the right time. So like right now, you could click all day long into that Monday 10:20 link and nothing's going to happen for you because I'm not there, right? I will be there at those days and times. Now, if those days and times don't work for you or you need me at a different day and time, you want to talk to me live, then shoot me an email and say, hey, can I do a Zoom session with you or can I do a live Zoom session? Sure. You know, give me a couple of options, please. And you say, well, you know, I'm available Thursday afternoons. Okay, then I'll shoot a time Thursday afternoon that will work for both you and for me. And then it'll include the hot link. And you just click on that link in the email. It'll take you right to Zoom. Zoom is free. You can Zoom anywhere you have a camera and audio. So for example, for me, I do a lot on my computer, but I've also done on my phone. So you can also do Zoom on the phone. You can just do the app there. So those are all set up for you for your convenience, easy access, hopefully. And on our Moodle page, you start here, course orientation. So when I click into it, you see right away, it opens up. And these are all the items that I've included that I think may be valuable to you, that you may need this information at some point, probably sooner rather than later. And when you do the start here, it gives you an overview of what freshman composition is like. I walk you through the Moodle page, tell you where to find things like your grades, how to open things. So it's kind of like a mini tutorial. Even if you already know how to use Moodle, it's probably good to watch. It is not long. I'm not totally sure how many minutes, maybe 3-4 minutes tops. Talk to you about the course orientation. In other words, what do you have to do in this section or in this module in order to be done with it? So I do give you a heads up. You're going to have to do a quiz. There's 2 of them. One, you're going to have to get 100%. So you want to read through those instructions. Then I have a meeting your instructor. Hey, this is me. That picture is me about 10 years and 50 pounds lighter. So I just give you some background information on me. And then I give you some contact information. Please notice I give you email information, phone number, and I also do text. I use the Remind app. And I do tell you that my office appointments will be conducted through Zoom. If you want the quickest response from me, email. Yes, I do check my phone. Yes, I do answer messages, but I'll be honest with you, I do it maybe once a day, and it may take me 24 to 48 hours to get back to you. I check my email 32 times a day minimum. I'm always checking emails. So you get a much quicker response back from me in email. I answer all things, but email is the quickest response. And I also answer the text message through the Remind app, and I gave you instructions of how to enroll in the course if you want. I do want to let you know, I do respond to all things. I always answer email. I always answer a text or whatever. However, keep in mind that I keep old lady hours. What that means is I get up really, really early, like 5, 6 in the morning. And that means I go to bed really, really early. So if you are emailing me at 11:30 at night with a question on the assignment, I will certainly answer it, but I'm asleep at that point. So I'll answer it when I get up in the morning, when I walk in, or office hours, or sometimes I answer it from my phone when I wake up, right? But just be aware, you're not going to get an instant response on certain times of day, right? And I get it. A lot of my students, they work at night. They do homework at night. They're kind of night owls. I'm not. I'm a day owl, bright, early day. So I do respond. Like if you email me during the day, I try really hard to respond within an hour or two. But if I'm teaching or I have other obligations, it may be delayed slightly, okay? I guarantee in my syllabus that I will respond to you within 24 hours. So if you email me, I will give you a response 24 hours. All right, course overview. This tells you what the course is like, the catalog description, some prerequisites. Congratulations, if you get into the class, you met the prereq. Weekly schedule. Oh, I'm sorry, before that, the course syllabus. Now, the course syllabus contains a lot of information. I always urge students read through the syllabus. It gives you a lot of information. Although you don't think you need it, it's handy to have. And I'm not going to read it to you because, of course, you're in college. We all know how to read. However, I do want to point out a couple of things. The first is the grading scale. This is the grading scale. It's the same across the college. This tells you what percentage you need to get an A, B, C, that kind of a thing. And then evaluation, method of evaluation. This tells you what the weighting is in our class for particular items. And as you can see, some items are weighted heavier than others. So in this class, your course grade is weighted 50% by essays. That means essays that you write are worth half your grade. Participation's 20, and then of course homework assignments and quizzes are 30%. So no surprise, it's a composition course, it's a writing course, so no surprise, half your grade is going to be resulted from essays that you write. Participation, I want to spend just a moment or two to talk with you about. As I said earlier, you'll notice there's no attendance that counts towards your grade. Sorry, that's just the doors locking for security. You can get out, but no one can get in without me going and opening it. The participation is going to look a little different for you because there's no attendance. I should say there is attendance. I'm required to take attendance. So that's what I did this morning. I called your name, I logged in, are you here or not here? I'm required to take attendance by the college, mainly for safety reasons. If there's a fire or, we had to vacate and I have to be able to prove who was in the room, who wasn't in the room. I've got a list to refer to, that kind of thing. But it does not count towards your grade if you are in person or not in person in class for those sessions. Participation does count though. It's 20%, it's pretty heavy. Participation for you is going to be how we participate online and interact in forums, discussions, assignments. So my word of advice to you is be very active on your Moodle page for this course. Do not take a little vacation from it. Some students think if they don't check into Moodle for 2 weeks, that's okay. Nope, it's going to come back and bite you. Don't do that. Stay on top of Moodle, stay on top of your assignments. Every time you submit an assignment on Moodle, you are engaging in participation. Every time you do a video quiz on Moodle, you're participating. Every time you do a discussion forum, you're participating. So it's very important that you do all of those things. Even if you don't think, well, she's not going to notice. Yeah, it counts toward participation. It is clocked. So it's a little different for you. We are engaged, but we're engaged together in a different way. There will be oftentimes in the room where you may be engaging with each other, but we'll be doing it via Google Docs. So that means I'm going to want you online. So you need to make sure you bring your laptop to class every single session and make sure it's fully charged. I don't know that we'll use it every session, but I want you to have it available in case we do, okay? So that's really the big thing I just wanted to point out on the syllabus. You should read the entire syllabus and go over all that information, but I'm not going to spend today just reading to you. You're all grown-ups, you can figure that out. If, as you are reading the syllabus, you go over something, you have a question, then absolutely feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to answer that for you. I also provide a weekly schedule and outline. If you kind of want to know what we're going to be doing when, you can take a look at that. And you'll notice now you have teacher view right now that I'm recording, and you'll notice hidden from students. That means on your page, you don't see them. It's only on my page. So you can just ignore those for now. The other items that I wanted to point out on our Moodle page are I do provide grading rubrics for all the essays, so you know what I'm going to be looking at and things I'm going to be scoring on. There's also resources for you on Moodle or other technologies. The big thing is technology requirements and skills. This semester, more than any other semester ever, it'll be incredibly important you stay on top of your technology. And what I mean by that is most instructors, because of the risk of COVID or other things, we have been told by administration to have a backup plan or put as much as you can online for students to enable them to get access to things, even if they can't come to class. So I have certainly done that for this class. This class is as close to being built online as it can be, in the fact of, in theory, if you wanted to go through this class and never come to class, you should be able to do it based on what I have on Moodle. Now, of course, we're going to still meet together. That's the whole point of face-to-face. I'm going to help you. I'm going to explain things. But I also want to reassure you that I've built things in to help you so that you can be successful in this class, even if you have to be absent. Microsoft Office 365. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to technology just one more time. Technology requirements and skills. If you are worried about your computer, you're not quite sure if it's fast enough, here are some baselines. It has to be able to do Microsoft Office 365, and you have to be able to play YouTube type videos. because I've put a lot of videos and video interactions on our page to help you, and I want you to be able to play them and see them. So if you can watch YouTube videos on your computer, you're probably in good shape. You know, you don't have to worry about gaming or super speeds like that, okay? But if you are unable to watch videos, that may be part of a hindrance for you, so you're going to want to check that out. Microsoft Office 365, this is a requirement for this course because it is a writing course. I'd require you to do all your documents in Microsoft Office 365 before you upload to Moodle. If your computer came with it, and excellent. If it did not come with it, if you didn't automatically get it with your computer or you don't have it, don't spend money. You get a free version of it. So if you click on this, there are some videos that talk to you about how to download the free version. I think the video is actually right from Microsoft Office or someone that created it, probably Jim Bennick. This will help you to install it on your computer. If you have trouble with it, whatever, bring your computer to the help desk over here at the Wood Building, and they will also assist you with that. I cannot emphasize enough, this needs to be done as soon as possible. As of today, I already have assignments loaded and ready to roll, and you need to be using it. So that should be a top priority for you, to make sure you install and understand how to use Microsoft Office 365. Oh, let's see, Moodle resources. So again, some of you may be very familiar with Moodle. You've used this learning management system before. But if you're not, that's not a problem. I give you some videos for support on it. By the way, this one addresses, you can get Moodle, the Moodle app on your phone if you're a heavy phone person. So for example, my own personal children, they're adults now, but they do everything off their phone. I don't even know if they own a laptop computer. So they do all kinds of apps. So here's an app for Moodle. If that is more appealing to you than going through the laptop computer, that's fine. There are also other tutorials and video support with Moodle to help you do particular items. So for example, how to scan and upload to Moodle Mobile, how to do a discussion board, or how to submit a quiz, those kinds of things. So there are some support items for you. And again, of course, if you get stuck, you can reach out to me, no problem. Just email me a question. So in this module, as you can see on the left, we're in the Start Here module still, right? I just talked through some of these items. There are 2 required activities for you to do in this module. The first one is called a Moodle Overview Quiz. This is what I call an H5P. It's an embedded quiz in a video. I created the video and I created the questions. So what you do is you simply hit the play, and then it gives you some instructions. And then when you're ready, you click on the arrow, and then it will begin, and it's going to talk with you. It'll be me talking to you. And every time you see these circles down here, there's a bunch of questions. So when it comes to a question, it'll stop, pull up the question, you choose the answer, and then you just continue on. Word of warning on this, you do need to play it all the way through to the end. You'll notice there's a question here. But you need, after you've done the question, you need that video to continue playing. And then at the end, it'll ask you to submit your answers. It'll show you the correct answers and your score. At that point, the grade goes into the grade book. Anytime up to that, you can go back and change your answers. Okay, but once you submit, then the grade goes in the grade book. It's a done deal. I don't do redos, I don't do do-overs. I can tell you, students sometimes will email me saying, hey, it's not going in the grade book. I've tried this like 4 times. It's not going, it shows incomplete. Here is some troubleshooting for you. The number one thing is make sure you've answered all the questions and that you have played the video all the way to the end, to that star. If you don't see at the end where it says, here are the questions you answered in the submit button, that's what's missing. You've got to submit it. It'll be a little submit box. Okay, so on that one, you just have to do it. No matter what your score, it's going to log it in the grade book. You only get one shot though. So when you click submit, then that's it. There's no do-overs. The second item, and by the way, this is not a difficult quiz. All the answers are within the video. So just take your time. The other item within the Start Here module is an orientation quiz. So again, you click into it. Now mine says preview, but yours is going to say attempt quiz now. This is untimed, which means you have as long as you want. There are only 11 questions. You simply read the question, choose whatever answer, and then go to the next one. And you'll notice up here that it colors it in if you've answered. So as you progress, you can see at a glance, oh yeah, okay, I've got those two done. But maybe you want to change your mind. You want to change your answer. Just click previous page, go back to the one you want to change your answer, and then go back again and go back and continue on. You can also skip ahead, skip to whatever particular questions, okay? When you're all done, you finish attempt, and it'll ask you to submit, and then it will submit it. On this particular one, you have to get 100%. When you get 100% on it, week 1 opens to you on our Moodle page. Week 1 will not open to you until you've gotten 100%. You have unlimited attempts, and it's untimed, which means you can do it as many times as you want and take as long as you want doing it, but you do have to get 100%. Also, it's not a difficult quiz. All the answers are either in the syllabus or on our Moodle page. So if you're getting one wrong and you don't know why you keep getting one wrong, email me. I'll either tell you where to find the answer, or I will actually just give you the answer. But you do need to get 100% on this particular quiz for week 1 to open up to you. Questions on either of those particular items? If you chose an answer and it marks it wrong for you, and it will show you what the right answer is, it'll tell you you're wrong and show you what it is, and you think, no, that's not right, it should be this answer, just email me. Every now and then I do something wrong, absolutely, and we're all human, and maybe I put the wrong thing or I checked the wrong box when I did the answer key. So, if you have a question on it, just reach out to me and I'll see if I can help you with that, or change it, or fix whatever setting I did wrong. All right, the second module is called Support Services and Resources. All of these resources are available to you. You may or may not need them. Chances are you're going to need at least 1 or 2 of them during the semester. You just may not need them right away. But SMC has just a plethora of resources available to you, so feel free to take advantage of them. For example, student support services, we have advising, we have counseling, we have disability services. All of these are available to you. And by the way, if you notice, in each one of these items, so for example, in the library, let's click into that one next. I also have embedded hot links. So the library catalog will take you directly to our library catalog. Okay, so all the way through Moodle, whenever you see something highlighted in green, that is a hot link for you that will take you directly to something. Okay, I tried to embed those in to make it easier for you. We also have the TLC. Formerly, it's the Carol A. Tate Teaching and Learning Center. A lot of us just refer to it to the TLC. And as a SMC student, you have access to writing consultations and tutoring in any course for free. It does not cost you anything. It is an incredible resource. I encourage you to make use of that. This semester, they're doing all of their support services. That means all tutoring and all writing consultations will be done online, live, probably through Google or Zoom or something like that. So you can work with a person live. It'll just be virtual, not in person. So if you've never made an appointment, this video shows you how to make an online appointment, how it works. In other words, what do you got to do? What are they going to do? And then just kind of an overview and introduction to what the TLC is. You will for sure want to view these, in particular making an appointment, because I can tell you for our particular class, I require consultations for every essay. So you're going to need to do an online consultation before you turn in every single essay. So you may want to get familiar with that and know how to book appointments. The beauty of online is you can do it from anywhere. It's awesome. Okay, and technology support. I can almost guarantee you're going to have to use this during the semester. If you have any kind of technology issues, this is your starting point. This is where you should reach out. And you can connect with them by calling this number. You can text them or you can email. I encourage you to stay on top of technology. If you have an issue, get it resolved sooner rather than later. Don't think it's going to go away. The good news is we have incredible support services here for you and your technology, but they can't help you if they don't know what the issue is. So you have to reach out to them. If you want to do it in person, the help desk is where you walked in, the wood building right there on the left. But 9 times out of 10, it can be resolved through email or a phone call if you just talk to them. These guys are the experts. I get students reach out to me all the time with technology issues. Oh, you know, my Microsoft Word is doing this and I don't understand how to get off dual screen. If I know how to help you, I will. But I can tell you my expertise in technology is very limited. Quite honestly, this is my 911. I call them or I email them every time I have an issue. So I encourage you to put that on speed dial or put it in your email, favorite bookmark, whatever, so that you can have access to it. The other item is cloud printing. Cloud printing simply means you can print here on campus from your laptop, no problem. You just have to have money on the account. For English, we put $5 on your account to start. This really, to me, will not be very important to you this semester, only because I am only demanding electronic submission of everything. There's no print submission for anything in my class. So you should have to do very little, if any, printing with me. Okay, any questions in that section? So I've covered the Start Here module, and I've covered the Support Services module, those 2 modules so far. Questions or concerns before I go into week 1? Okay, week 1. Week 1 will open to you after you've completed both items in the Start Here section, both of those quizzes. And remember the orientation quiz, you have to get 100% before it'll open. So for every module, what I do is I try to upload a video to kind of give you an overview of what we're working on, what things are going to be, and then also go through the items in it. So the topic overview tells you the things we're going to be working on, and then the task list, these are the things you need to complete within this module. So in this case, I say read chapter 2. By the way, all your items, textbook, articles, whatever, are OER, Open Education Resource, and they are embedded within Moodle. So you don't have to buy a textbook or anything like that for this course. Want you to read and review items in the resource section, and I give you a note. Many resources contain hot links. Okay, so be aware of that. And then the third is complete all the items in the activities or assignment section. So here's your resource section, here's the activities and assignment section. In resources, you simply click into it and then you will see other items. So I talk about narrative writing, but do please note the green right here, I'm hot linking to this item. Down here, I hot link, for example, to our college textbook, right? And I do this to make it easier for you so that you have easy access to things right in it. But be aware, sometimes you can go down the rabbit hole if you click too much. So just be cognizant of that. Make sure you read through the items. Now the resources are in each module, are designed and built and provided for you as direct support for the activities and assignments. So one way may be to start in activities and assignments, and then as you get stuck, come back in and look for resource help. Does that make sense? You're welcome to look through other resources, but it may be a bit confusing until you understand what I'm asking you to do in the assignment. So we're going to walk through the assignments really quick, and then I'll give you an example of this. So we have these items that need to be completed in activities and assignments. So you just click into them. When you click into it, on all of them, when you scroll down, there's a blue bar and it always tells you when it's due. So the due date is embedded in all of your activities and assignments. So you can look for it there. So for example, this one's going to be due Sunday, September 20th. You can always do things early, but pay attention to the syllabus for late credit if you do not meet the date. It is particularly stiff on forums. Forums are an act of participation. So if you do not engage in a timely manner in forums, you really don't do anybody in the class any good because it's kind of like discussion. So the introductions forum, I give you directions. I say you're going to post in this forum. Here are the items that you need to include in your posting. I also talk to you about that you're going to need to respond or reply to 2 other introduction postings from our class. And then I also provide you with the criteria for the grading rubric on how I'm going to score it. And then of course I say the due date for this is here, I list it. Now, some people have never used discussion forums and they're unclear. In this particular one, I do allow you, and I will tell you if you're allowed to use video or if it must be written. So you can see here, please note, you may upload your discussion and replies in either written or video form, but you have to include all items mentioned. So whatever format you use, I'm judging you by the criteria. Do you include all the criteria demanded for both your post and your reply? So if you're one of those video people and you're kind of savvy that way, sure, you can upload that for the forum instead of typing everything. I'm still a little bit old school. I type as a general rule. But okay, so here's how you do it. You simply add your new discussion topic. So, I mean, you can be super clever and say introduction, or you can start with your name, whatever. I'm just going to use my name because then it'll be easy to identify. And this is my topic. Oh, it would help if I spelled my own name right, wouldn't it? Okay. Then in the box, this is where you are typing up whatever you're going to say. This is where you want to hit that criteria or you're uploading your video. So remember, you got to hit all of those elements when you're posting. Okay. When you're done, you simply click post to forum. I'm not going to post. I'm going to cancel. And when you want to reply, what you're going to see down here is you're going to see a bunch of other people in our class already. You just click on their link and then it'll open and you can read what they wrote. And then you click reply and you give your reply and post on their board. Make sense so far? Do please note, this is an English class. Yeah, proper grammar, mechanics. Yeah, I want it even in discussion forums. I want you practicing that stuff all the time. Use punctuation, use capitals where appropriate. Do a spell check, all that good stuff. Use those tools. I'm a big believer. You may not know how to do something, but you should know the tool to use to make it better. So for example, there's no shame in my game. I freely admit I'm a lousy speller. But I know tools to check my spelling. And I use them before I post or I publish. Okay? Okay, let's see what else. We are in week 1. Introduction to forums. Right after that, you're going to see introductions forum grade. You think it's an assignment, but the cool thing about this is it says, note, you don't have to do anything here. In Moodle, it forces me to basically create a box to upload a grade so you can see it. That's what I did there. So here you have to do the discussion, but here you can just ignore that. Don't do that one. And if you forget and you click in, that's what that note says. Hey, just ignore the spot. Move on, move along. And then the next assignment is response to a sample, This I Believe essay from This I Believe website. So again, you click into it. I give you some background and direction here. So it says this assignment is to help you explore and see samples of personal narratives similar in style to what you are going to be asked to write. So it's kind of a heads up for you. Hey, what do you think your first essay is going to be like? It's going to be a personal narrative. Then I tell you, choose any This I Believe essay from the This I Believe website. So you can choose anything, and then there's a hot link to the website. And then it says perhaps the easiest way to explore is to click browse by theme. And so I give you some alternative ways to explore this website. And maybe you're asking yourself, what the heck is this I Believe? Why she got me going to that This I Believe website? Well, this is where the resource section comes in. Go into resources, and I have some videos on This I Believe, and it kind of explains the origin of that website. And then I tell you, go ahead, there are hundreds, surf, explore, read through them. But ultimately, what you're going to have to do is write a minimum of 2 paragraphs in response to one essay you either listened to or read, and you need to use MLA document design format. So you're going to write a 2-paragraph response utilizing MLA document design to an essay that you read on this I Believe website. They're all narratives. And then I tell you, in your response, make sure you include these things. So here's some criteria that you need to include in your response. And then I also say the grading rubric is attached. So if you're like, well, I don't know what she's going to be looking for in grading, I tell you, there's the grading rubric. You can open that document up and look at it. And then I tell you, upload your response by Moodle on the due date or time posted. Here it tells you due date, no later than September 20th, 11:59. That's 1 minute before midnight. So a heads up, all assignments, whenever I do assignments, I always have them do Sundays by midnight. The first week or two, week 1, I have pushed out the dates because I don't have everybody starting on the same day. Some, like you guys are starting today, Wednesday, but I have the other half, they won't even see me for the first time till Monday. So it's not really fair that everything's due Sunday for them, right? So that's why everything's due September 20th in week 1. After that though, after we get through this module, you're gonna notice everything's always due the Sunday night of that week. So it'll always be Sunday nights by midnight. Just remember that. And it's usually within the week is when it's due. Okay, I try to be very consistent. Now, you may be asking yourself, I don't know MLA documents. She just told me that. She didn't tell me anything about that. Okay, again, this is where you go back to resources. Microsoft Office Word and setting up in MLA format. And so I give you some support. Here's a video that helps you with MLA requirements in a response to this. So in other words, I put this resource here with this in mind, knowing you are going to have to create a response. We did this video, and so this should help you set up your document with MLA document design. Same thing for the This I Believe website overview. I give you a resource that kind of talks about, oh, this is what that website's all about and how it started. If you want, it's not random. I don't just randomly choose things. There is science behind it or a rationale behind it, okay? And then, of course, textbook pages and narrative writing resource. I talk about, if you've never heard, what is narrative writing? She keeps talking about this narrative writing. What is that? Okay, here's some information for you about narrative writing. I also give you some hot links here about the writing process, to our textbook, all those kinds of things. So if you're stuck and you're like, I don't know what the heck she's talking about these, start with the resources. Go in. There's probably information in there that's going to help you, or videos to help you understand something. Of course, I am always happy to answer a question for you, okay? The best suggestion I can make is if you're working on something, do drop in with my office time. You can talk with me live. So quite often a student will ask me a question that I'm like, this is not really something I can email you about because it would be a 10-page email. My favorite question is always, well, it's not my favorite. My least favorite is, I don't get the assignment. That's no help to me. You got to be very specific with your questions. What can I do to assist you? What part of the assignment don't you get? I don't understand what you mean when you say personal narrative. Okay, great. Then I can answer, right? Or I can guide you to some resources that will help you. So when you ask me a question, try to be as specific as possible. Help me help you. I want to help you. Sometimes I don't know how to help you because I don't know what you're asking me. Does that make sense? So that's why I say those office hours that are on the side of the Moodle page here, these are great because sometimes you may not know how to form your question. You're like, I just don't get it. I don't even know where to start. Okay, do an office time with me and let's talk about that. Like, okay, what part don't you understand? Because if I ask you a couple questions and the way you answer will help guide me to help you. Oh, it sounds like you don't know how to do a topic. Okay, let me help you with this. Does that make sense? Okay, that is the items for those two. Then the third item you need to do for week 1 is pre-writing, I believe, assignment. So please note the directions. It says after you have completed the assignment, response to sample. So in other words, I'm telling you, you need to do them in a certain order. Do the response first, complete that first, then come in. Because they're scaffolded, they're meant for you to be thinking about things before you get into this. And in this particular assignment, this is a form, for lack of a better word. You just download the form and then you open it after you read the directions. And it's asking you to fill in, okay, what were 4 or 5 life experiences? What experiences did you have? And then what's a corresponding belief statement that goes along with them? So I'm asking you to kind of brainstorm here. After you've looked through the narratives and you've gotten some samples and examples and you kind of know, oh, this is what we're going for, you look at it and you're like, oh, I'm going to have to write about something that I believe, a belief of mine and how it's influenced. And all your beliefs are rooted from experiences, right? They don't come out of thin air. So this is an interactive document, which means you can just download it, enable editing, and then, okay, what's my first experience? Whoops. My first experience is going to be, I don't know, I was bitten by a dog. Okay, now that is very, very brief. You're going to want to write way more than that. You would describe the experience to me. Does that make sense? Then, from that experience, what belief, what did it affirm a belief I already had, or did it have me experience a new belief that I now live my life by? So my belief is with care and kindness. So my belief, now that's just a sentence right now. It's actually not a belief statement. Your belief statement should always start with the words, I believe, here we go. Okay, I believe that whoops, it would help if I spell it right. All animals should be treated with love and kindness. Okay. Because that's what the one I might write about. So this is a brainstorming one. You need to come up with 5 experiences and 5 belief statements that relate to those experiences. And the trick to this is going to be, they have to be true. something you truly believe in, and that you live your life by it. So this is something that guides your life that you live by, because you're gonna have to write an essay about it. So pick 5. So again, to do this right now is premature. You should go through, read some narratives, understand what I'm asking you to do within, get some examples and kind of get in your head. But essentially your first essay is going to be to write it, I believe, personal narrative, and you're going to expound on it. So this is why it's really important that you go in and review that I believe website so you get a feel for what we're asking. It can take a lot of different forms, but all of them basically talk about a belief they have. The other one on this, I just want to kind of give you a heads up, is you're going to have to write it in the affirmative. Affirmative means positive. Don't tell me what you don't believe. You can't say I don't believe in this. You have to say I do believe in this. So don't tell me what you don't believe in. You're going to be sharing what you do believe. The other item on this, as you are thinking and reading through some of them, is don't feel it has to be really somber and serious and a big topic. It can be very small, humorous, all those kinds. It just needs to be true and how you live your life. So for example, I believe in the power of a good cup of coffee. A good cup of coffee will make my day, and I've come to that, I've noticed it, and so that's how it guides my, but I could be humorous in writing that. Or I believe in the right pair of shoes. The right pair of shoes will set a tone, make my feet comfortable, all those kinds of things. I mean, you can write about those kinds of things. The big thing is in your essay, you're going to have to support it with some examples. I would encourage you to shy away from really large things like I believe in God, because you're going to have to narrow that down. So for example, you might say, I believe in the power of prayer. Okay, that's a specific element of that. Or I believe in God, that God answers prayer. Okay, those are 2 examples. What's another big one that people usually write about? I believe in friendship. That's another one. Kind of generic. It's not very specific, right? What about friendship do you believe in? I believe that friendship will get you through any obstacle in life. Okay, now you're on the right track, okay? Please, FYI, don't pick friendship. I get 8,000 friendship essays a year. It's something unique to you, okay? All right, so in activities and assignments, those are the 3 things for week 1. Now keep in mind, each one of them have the due date, and it's at the bottom. Sunday, September 20th on all of them, I believe. The other thing I forgot to mention in Moodle, I just want to point out, is you'll see these boxes. They're activity completion boxes. Some you can self-check, some only get checked after you've opened and looked at it, and some get checked after a grade has been submitted. So it's just a way for you to kind of keep track of what you've got done, what you still need to do, all those kinds of things. Questions or concerns before I stop recording? We're going to stop recording.